move your chair little back without dragging. Stand up, move your chair little back so I can have space here. Move your chair little back. Do not drag the chair or table. Which WhatsApp you are talking about? Already in that official WhatsApp group, you can take my number from there.
That is a public number.
Okay, so what's the date today?
29.
Okay, so today is Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Tuesday.
And yesterday we completed dynamics
Yes.
and the type of
We discussed physics course. I know that. Hold on for a while. Tuesday, October 28 or 29?
29.
29. And which year is this? 2026 or 2027?
24.
28.
6 is the year we will be appearing in the exam.
फिजिक्स तो आप टाइम ट्रैवल मुझसे पहले ही कर चुके हैं. So
2026 will be the year of day of judgment.
we have astrologer sitting in our class. Okay जी. So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We were discussing concepts related to the graphs, and we have done partially the concept of graphical analysis of motion.
Yes, sir.
Yeah? When we discuss motion, so few terms come in our mind. Terms related to motion are distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration, and free fall. We have studied all these terms in detail, and now we are rediscussing these terms by considering them on the graph. We are discussing these things on the graph, that if we want to represent variable velocity, if we want to explain uniform velocity, uniform acceleration, so how we will be representing them on the graph. So we are discussing that also. We are already done with the distance time graph. Today we will be starting speed time graph. Got it? So let's start. The concept is graphical
Topic, sir?
analysis of motion. And in this graphical analysis of motion, we are landing at speed time graph. Whenever you draw graph, you must have two quantities with you. One quantity will be represented on y-axis, and the other one will be representing on x-axis. If you remember, in distance time graph, I told you that this quantity will always be represented on x-axis. Do you remember that quantity?
Yes,
sir.
It would be
Excellent. It is time. It is time. It is time. Time will always be represented on the x-axis in speed time graph or in distance time graph. Got it? So we have speed, which will be represented on y-axis. You will represent this quantity on y-axis, and time will be represented on x-axis. So we have the analysis of these two, what is speed and time graph. Got it? One thing which is very, very important is that the graph of speed time का graph, the gradient of speed time वो क्या represent करता है? This should be very much clear in your mind. The gradient of speed time graph gives you what? If you recall distance time graph, हमारा speed and difference. If you recall distance time graph, तो the gradient of distance time graph was giving you speed. Very good. Reason वो क्यों speed देता था आपको? Because you know that on y axis you were having distance, on x axis you were having time. If you get the ratio distance upon time, ये gradient का formula y axis upon x, so distance upon time is what? That is speed. Now in this case we have speed and time. We have speed on y-axis and time on x-axis. If you find out the gradient, so speed upon time. What is this formula used for?
Acceleration.
Yes. So remember that the gradient of speed time graph will give you acceleration. All the graphs that we will draw will be telling you the value of acceleration. That can be 0, that can be constant, that can be variable, that can be deceleration. Clear? So one thing that I want to make clear is that whatever graph we will draw, that will be representing, that will be telling you about the acceleration. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
After this, you need to keep 3 points in your mind, and that is related to the shape of the graph. We can have maximum 3 options. One, we can have a horizontal line, we can have a slanted line, and we can have a curved line. There is no other case. No other case. So keep these 3 points in your mind. If we can have a horizontal line for the graph, we can have a slanted line, and we can have a curved line. अब इन तीनों सिचुएशन में आपका आंसर क्या होना चाहिए? आई एम टेलिंग यू दैट. उसके बाद फिर हम आगे डिटेल में चलते हैं. Got it? Okay. Now keep this thing in your mind that if you have the first situation is that graph can be a horizontal line. Second one, it can be a slanted line, and the third one, it can be a curved line. Okay, remember beta, if it is a horizontal line, then the graph or gradient would always be zero. A horizontal line will be telling you that the gradient is 0. Gradient 0 का मतलब है acceleration 0. If it is a speed time graph, तो acceleration 0 है. And और जो previous case में हमने पढ़ा था, if it is a distance time graph, then what would be 0? Speed is 0. Got it? अगर horizontal line बनी है, तो direct आपका आंसर होना चाहिए कि इसका gradient क्या है? 0. If it is a slanted line, constant. Whether like it is less slanted or more slanted, if it is a slanted line, like in this case, या इस तरह से draw है, if it is a slanted line, तो जो gradient है, that is constant. Like acceleration would be constant there. It can be a constant value of 10 meters per second square, it can be 15 meters per second square, 30 meters per second square, 40 meters per second square. जो भी वैल्यू होगा वो कांस्टेंट होगा, वो चेंज नहीं हो रहा होगा. अगर वो पहले सेकंड 30 है तो दूसरे सेकंड में 30 30 30 30 30 थ्रू आउट 30 रहेगा. Only if the line is a slanted. And third and last option जो हो सकता है that is a curved line. अगर curved है तो फिर वो कांस्टेंट नहीं है भाई साहब. वो क्या है?
Increasing.
It can be increasing. Yes, it can be increasing. It can be decreasing. तो अगर दोनों का एक वर्ड आप यूज करना चाहेंगे, very good, variable. So you can say that, then that would be the case of variable. ठीक है? Now this is applicable for all type of graphs. आप फिजिक्स पढ़ रहे हैं, केमिस्ट्री पढ़ रहे हैं, मैथमेटिक्स पढ़ रहे हैं, कोई भी सब्जेक्ट पढ़ रहे हैं, जब आप उसमें ग्राफ ड्रॉ करें, यही 3 ऑप्शंस आपके पास आएंगे. अगर हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन है तो ग्रेडियंट 0 होगा. अब नाउ इट डिपेंड्स कि वो ग्राफ किन क्वांटिटीज के बीच में है. इफ द ग्राफ इज बिटवीन डिस्टेंस टाइम तो स्पीड के बारे में हो रही होगी बात. इफ द ग्राफ इज बिटवीन स्पीड एंड टाइम तो एक्सेलरेशन के बारे में हो रही होगी. अगर वो ग्राफ करंट और वोल्टेज के बारे में है तो रेजिस्टेंस के ऊपर बात हो रही होगी. तो इट डिपेंड्स कि कौन सी क्वांटिटीज है. बट ये दिस इज लाइक यूनिवर्सल फॉर ऑल टाइप ऑफ ग्राफ्स. क्लियर हो गया? नाउ एग्जामिनर कैन आस्क यू 6 types of graph. I am going to draw all those 6 options here. Draw with me, and then we will be discussing what these graphs are telling us. Okay, Kamal, are you taking notes? May I ask you that gradient of speed time graph क्या represent करते हैं? Acceleration. Very good. Okay. So beta, here is the first case. you have y-axis and x-axis. Can you please help me in speed or time से कौन सा quantity x-axis पे लूँ? Time. We always take time on x-axis. Got it? So we will write time. अच्छा, okay. Tell me one thing more. When I write the quantity, is it okay I just write the quantity, or I am supposed to write the unit with it?
The unit.
Writing the unit with the quantity is mandatory. If you skip the unit, your marks will be deducted.
Then you will get reading in seconds.
Exactly. And you have to like mention whether you are measuring time in minute, in hours, or in seconds. Clear? So the unit for time is what?
Second.
What is the quantity on the y-axis? That is the speed. You can represent speed with s. You can represent it with v also. So is it okay I just write s here, or I am supposed to write something else?
Unit is missing.
Unit is also missing, so I will be writing here. What is the unit of speed?
Meter per second.
Thank you very much. So meter per second. So remember, whenever you draw a graph, label y-axis and x-axis. Samir, label y-axis and x-axis. Write down the quantity along with their unit. Got it? So speed. Now here you have like you can write any scale. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, and 6 seconds. Similarly, in speed, you can write 5 meters per second. Here you have 10 meters per second, 15, 20, and so on. Got it? You have to draw the structure of this time 6 times. So this is one case. Here, let's go for the second case. Again, you have speed on y-axis along with its unit, meter per second. You have time on x-axis along with its unit, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4, 5. Similarly, you have time 5. So you have speed 5 meters per second, 15 meters per second, and then 20 meters per second, so on. Second case, here you go for the third case. You have speed meters per second, you have time in seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Speed is 5 meters per second, 10 meters per second, 15 meters per second, 20 meters per second, so on. What are the 3 cases? Now let's go to the rest of the 3 cases. Here is the 4th case, you have the 5th case, and here is the 6th one, the last one. Label all the axes. Speed in meters per second, time in seconds, time in seconds, time in seconds, speed meters per second, speed meter per second. Our time 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second, 6 second. Speed is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second. 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second. 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25. I'm giving you 30 seconds. फिर जितना आपसे हो जाता है fine. Otherwise we will start. Okay, fine. Good. Okay, Ji. I need your attention. Stop for a while. Stop for a while. I will give you time. What can be done is that there can be these 6 options. Clear? First type of graph can be, come on, look at the board. Stop writing. Stop writing. First type of the graph is that you can have a graph which is exactly lying on the x-axis. Lying on the x-axis. Then you can have a graph which is parallel to x-axis. Like we can have a line here. A line which is parallel to x-axis. बेटा समझना ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. ये तो लिखा हुआ आपको मिल जाएगा कहीं से भी. Third part of the graph is you can have a slanted line like this. Fourth kind can be a curved graph going up like this. Fifth graph is again a curved graph and going like this. And sixth one is a straight line and it is going down like this. Is it okay?
Yes.
No, it's 6 steps we have to understand. जी मैंने बोर्ड कर दिया ताकि आपको ज़्यादा विजिबल हो। Okay जी, are you done? Okay जी, look at the first graph. Look at the first graph. Stop writing for a while. First. The one, is it a slanted line?
No.
Which line is this?
Horizontal.
Horizontal के लिए क्या बताया था?
Zero.
इसका मतलब है कि ये जो gradient है क्या है? Zero है। और obvious है, gradient means slope. Slope का मतलब है कितना tilted है, कितना raised है। ये तो raised ही नहीं है, तो बिल्कुल horizontal है। तो जब raised नहीं है तो what is the gradient? Zero. और gradient speed time graph का gradient क्या देता है? Acceleration. Can I write here that the acceleration here is how much?
Zero.
Acceleration is zero. Clear? Yes. Second situation बताएं. इस ऑब्जेक्ट का अगर एक्सेलरेशन जीरो है, what about the velocity?
Zero.
Is it moving?
No.
The object is at
Rest.
कैसे पता चला आपको कि ऑब्जेक्ट रेस्ट पर है? एक्सेलेंट। स्पीड कांस्टेंट तो है लेकिन वो जीरो भी है।
Restful.
वो बिल्कुल जीरो पर है, ठीक है? The value here is the value of the speed is zero. It is saying initially when the time was zero, speed was zero. When the time is one, speed is still one. When the time is two, speed is still zero. Zero, 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 zero. Object का speed zero है, इसका मतलब object move ही नहीं किया. जब object ने move नहीं किया तो rest पे हो गया. Object is not moving. And what is the velocity here? The velocity is how much? Zero. So if you have a speed time graph और उसमें हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन ड्रॉ हो और एक्स एक्सिस पर हो तो वो क्या आपको बता रहा है? इट इज टेलिंग यू दैट द ऑब्जेक्ट इज नॉट मूविंग, ऑब्जेक्ट इज स्टेशनरी, ऑब्जेक्ट इज एट रेस्ट। और जब रेस्ट पर होगा तो उसका एक्सेलरेशन कितना होगा? जीरो। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, अगेन हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन,
Constant speed.
कांस्टेंट स्पीड, वेरी गुड। स्पीड कांस्टेंट है, कैसे पता चल रहा है? देखें 10 10 10 10 10 10 time is passing but the speed is not changing, it is moving with 10 10 10, so there is no change in the speed. अगर speed change ना हो तो acceleration क्या होगा? Zero. एक ये concept। दूसरा concept क्या है? horizontal line है, horizontal line में gradient वैसे क्या होता है? Zero. तो you can write acceleration is how much? Zero. यार ये क्या ये भी रेस्ट पे होगा ऑब्जेक्ट?
No sir, no rest नहीं होगा.
With a constant speed it moves.
It's not at rest.
Sir, L multiplier of B.
It is not moving. It is not at rest. Reason because it has a speed. और speed कितना है इसका? 10 10 10 10 10. So it is moving. So you will say that object is moving with constant speed. It is moving with constant speed, but its acceleration is how much? Zero. What is that speed? What is that constant speed? 10 meters per second graph. ये बताइए, अगर मैं इसी ग्राफ के ऊपर ये लाइन ड्रॉ कर देता ऐसे हॉरिजॉन्टल, क्या अब भी एक्सेलरेशन जीरो होता? लेकिन अब क्या चीज चेंज हो जाती है? वेलोसिटी। अब ऑब्जेक्ट किस स्पीड से मूव कर रहा है? अगर मैं ये लाइन यहाँ पे ड्रॉ कर दूं तो किस स्पीड से मूव कर रहे हैं? 15 से। यहाँ पे मूव कर दूं तो 17.5 की स्पीड से। इन सब केसेस में एक्सेलरेशन क्या होगा?
जीरो।
और नेक्स्ट ग्राफ ये ग्राफ आपको एक्सेलरेशन के बारे में क्या बताता है? मैंने एक्सेलरेशन पूछा
वेरिएबल
बेटा, मैं एक्सेलरेशन की बात कर रहा हूँ। मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ आपकी जेंडर क्या? आप कह रहे हैं मेरी बहन सर फीमेल है। मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ कि आपकी जेंडर क्या है? सर मेरी बहन फीमेल है। ये क्वेश्चन का आंसर है
सर।
होल्ड ऑन होल्ड, आई एम आस्किंग व्हाट इज द एक्सेलरेशन हियर?
सर
Don't you understand my question? You have nothing to tell about the speed. Directly tell me about the acceleration. What is happening here for acceleration?
सर
Increase हो रही है।
कांस्टेंट सर
Constant if you have a slanted line, so acceleration क्या होगा? Constant. Constant. You can say it is increase. It's a straight line and it's a slanted line. So for slanted line, you should have acceleration constant. Keep these 3 points in your mind while answering. It's a slanted line, so you will say that acceleration is what? Constant. क्यों constant है भाई? Because it's a slanted line. Straight line है तो constant होगा. Is it okay? Now, if you have to find about the speed, so look at the graph and tell me what is happening to the speed. Is speed increasing or decreasing? Increasing. See, what is the speed when the time is 0? The speed is 0 when the time. The speed at 1 second. At 1 second, how much is the speed at 1 second?
5.
It is approximately 5, or you can say like a 4.9 है. तो मैंने इसको rough draw किया है. You can consider this 5. 1 सेकंड के बाद स्पीड कितना हुआ है? 5. 2 सेकंड पर आफ्टर सेकंड हाउ मच इज द स्पीड? आप ये आपके पास सामने 5.8. अगर आप इसको थोड़ा सा 4 कंसीडर करें तो दिस कैन बी योर 8. आफ्टर 3 सेकंड यू हैव अनदर वैल्यू एंड दैट इज हियर, और ये क्या आ रहा है आपके पास? 14. अब जरा यहां पे स्पीड का यहां पे एक्सेलरेशन का फार्मूला अप्लाई करते हैं. एक्सेलरेशन इज व्हाट? चेंज इन स्पीड अपॉन टाइम. बताइए फर्स्ट केस में कितना स्पीड है? वी कैन टेक दैट 4 अपॉन टाइम कितना है? 1 सेकंड. व्हाट इज द एक्सेलरेशन? 4. सेकंड केस में आते हैं. एक्सेलरेशन
सर वो ट्रायंगल क्या?
दिस ट्रायंगल वी आर सेलेक्टिंग द वैल्यूज कि 1 सेकंड में कितना स्पीड आता है.
सर वो a के बाद एक्सेलरेशन के
दिस
बाद
symbol, it is the symbol for change. Whenever you represent change, you draw that with the triangle change in the velocity. So how much is the velocity for like इस सेकंड में कितना velocity हो चुका है? 8. Upon time कितना है? 2 seconds. What is the answer? 4. Third देखिए, acceleration is equals to change in velocity upon time. अब accelerate यहाँ पे कितना velocity आ रहा है? 12. Upon time कितना है? 3. क्या आ रहा है? 4. Every time you are getting 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. This is what we mean by saying that we have constant acceleration. Not velocity. Speed is increasing. Every second speed is increasing. It is 4, next second is 8, next second is 12. But the way it is increasing, that is constant. Like for every 1 second, the increase in velocity is constant. For every 1 second, the increase is 4, 4, 4. That is why acceleration is also constant. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Tell me one thing. अगर ये वाला जो acceleration आया है, if this acceleration is 4 meters per second square, मैं एक और line draw करता हूँ. Let me draw another line. I have another graph which is like this. क्या ये भी acceleration constant है?
No, sir.
Yes sir.
Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes, Amin.
Yes.
It is also constant acceleration. Abdurrahman Aftab, I said whenever you will have a slanted line, the gradient would be constant.
Yes, sir.
So it's also a slanted line, na?
Yes, sir.
So this is also a uniform acceleration. Then what's the difference between this acceleration and this acceleration? इन दोनों में क्या difference है? Speed का difference है? Acceleration same है. Acceleration constant है but same नहीं है. The point is, if this is 4 meter per second square, beta, is this like more important or your erasing thing is more important? Of course, this is more important. Focus here.
So ये line थोड़ी सी curved है.
No, these are the straight lines. These aren't the curved lines. This is a straight line. That's also a straight line.
थोड़ी सी
So
curved.
the point is that this is more slanted than this one. If it is more slanted, the value would be higher. For a less slanted line, the value would be
Lower.
अगर ये 4 मीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वायर कांस्टेंट है, तो ये वाला भी कांस्टेंट है बट 4 से कम है. This can be like 2 or 3 meters per second square.
Sir, but वो value given हो.
Yes, वो तो वैल्यू गिवन होगी, फाइंड कर सकते हैं. बट बाय लुकिंग एट द ग्राफ आप बता सकते हैं कि ये जितना ज्यादा स्लैंट हो रही है देखिए और ज्यादा
increase हो जाएगी.
दिस इज आल्सो यूनिफॉर्म एक्सेलरेशन बट विद अ हायर वैल्यू. अगर ये 4 था तो दिस कैन बी लाइक 8, दिस कैन बी 10 होगा और यू कैन राइट 6 meters per second square. Got it? So you can write this. A point for this type of graph is that greater the slantness, greater the value of acceleration. Or you can write this: greater the steepness, higher the acceleration. Greater the steepness, higher the gradient. Is it okay? जितना ज़्यादा line steep होता जाएगा, उतना ज़्यादा value increase होता जाएगा. But है तो वो सब के सब constant. Is this clear? Write down a statement with this that greater the steepness, greater the steepness, greater the steepness, greater the gradient, and vice versa. जितना ग्रेडियंट ज्यादा होता जाएगा उतना ही स्टीपनेस भी उसकी ज्यादा होगी. स्केल यूज करें लाइन स्टॉक करने के लिए. Okay, ji, we are running short of time, so please focus here. Then I will give you time. Focus here. Here we have the fourth type. Is this a straight line?
No.
It's a curved line. Here is a curved line. Variable. So what is the acceleration here? Variable. You will be writing variable acceleration. What about this one? It's again a curve. This is also variable acceleration. What about this one? This is constant acceleration. Okay. So you have constant. Is this acceleration, by the way? It's deceleration. What reason? Why is deceleration?
Because speed is decreasing.
Excellent. Because the speed, the velocity is decreasing. Very good. So this is constant, but it is deceleration. Okay. Tell me one thing. In this variable acceleration, variable can be increasing, it can be decreasing. Is this increasing or decreasing? Increasing. If the graph is like more getting tilted, ज़्यादा inclined हो रहा है, ज़्यादा upward जा रहा है, तो gradient ज़्यादा हो रहा है. देखिए बहुत सिंपल सी बात है. ये बताइए, इसका gradient क्या होगा? इसका gradient 0 से ज़्यादा, suppose 5. इसका gradient उससे भी ज़्यादा 10. इसका ग्रेडियंट और ये क्या हो जाएगा? इनफिनिट ग्रेड, मैक्सिमम ग्रेड. तो जितना ग्राफ अपवर्ड जा रहा है, वाई एक्सिस की तरफ जाता जा रहा है, उतना ग्रेडियंट क्या हो रहा है? ज्यादा हो रहा है. इस ग्राफ को देखिए, इज इट मोर गोइंग टुवर्ड्स वाई एक्सिस और इज इट मोर गोइंग अवे फ्रॉम द वाई एक्सिस? अगर ये टुवर्ड्स वाई एक्सिस जा रहा है तो ग्रेडियंट ज्यादा हो रहा है. ग्रेडियंट क्या है? एक्सेलरेशन. दैट इज व्हाई इंक्रीजिंग एक्सेलरेशन. So this type of graph is increasing. Though it is variable, but it is increasing. One thing more. Tell me about the velocity. What is happening to the velocity? Velocity is also increasing. So you can say that this is the graph that is representing increasing velocity. So increasing velocity and increasing acceleration. Tell me about this variable. But as you can see, the graph is going away from the y-axis. So this is like less inclined हो रहा है. तो ग्राफ क्या हो रहा है, कम हो रहा है, तो एक्सेलरेशन कम हो रही है, मींस दिस इज डिक्रीजिंग एक्सेलरेशन. It is not deceleration. Deceleration happens when speed decreases. Do you think speed is decreasing in this case?
No, sir, increasing.
It's not decreasing. Initially it is 0, then after a few seconds it is 5, after a few seconds it is 10, 15, 20, 25, 27. It is continuously increasing. How it is deceleration? Clear?
Yes, sir.
So we have decreasing acceleration here. Tell me about the velocity. What is happening to the velocity? Increasing velocity. Very good. Increasing velocity. This graph is also for increasing velocity. Final, last one. This is deceleration. If it is deceleration, so this is understood that velocity is decreasing. So you have constant deceleration, and here velocity is decreasing. The velocity is decreasing. Clear, beta? Now we have like 1 or 2 minutes. You can take notes. Yes. Deviate the graph. We will do that in the next class. We are left with just 2 minutes, so we will do that in the next class. You might have observed this, but just pay attention for like 20-30 seconds. You might have observed this, that the whole lesson is based on these 3 points.
Yes, sir.
Which I told you in the beginning.
Yes, sir.
If you are good in remembering this, that horizontal line gradient 0, slanted line gradient constant, curved line gradient variable, then this concept will be very easy for you. And then like x-axis or y-axis, which quantity will be based on x-axis, which quantity will be based on y-axis. And then the gradient of speed time graph gives you the value of acceleration. Clear? Take it. Beta, any question in this? We are left with just few seconds. So if you have any query, any question in this, are you sure?
Yes.
Everything is clear? Let's have a quick recap. We studied speed time graph today.
Yes, sir.
Speed time graph is a graph that is to analyze the motion. The gradient of speed time graph gives you acceleration. Among speed and time, you
Velocity.
take time, speed, acceleration. Among speed and time, you take time on x-axis and speed on y-axis. The gradient of speed time graph gives you acceleration. We can have 3 options: standard line, horizontal line, and a curve. If it is a horizontal line, acceleration would be 0. If it is a standard line, acceleration would be constant. If it is a curved line, acceleration would be variable. Then you examiner आपको इन 6 में से कोई एक ग्राफ examiner आपको देगा और वो आपसे पूछेगा what is happening to the acceleration here. So you should be very clear कि अगर वो horizontal है तो क्या आंसर होगा, standard है तो क्या आंसर होगा, curved है तो क्या आंसर होगा. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.